Hey guys, Gregory here. Today we're going to be learning how to play Redemption Song by Bob Marley. It's a really good song that I like to teach to my beginner students because there's a couple of things going on in there, a couple different strums. We even have a melody at the start of the song. So it's an all-around good song to get you off the ground as a beginner. So let's go. So just to prepare you for what's ahead, we have four main parts of this song that we have to learn. We have the intro, then we have the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. And the chords that we find in this song are G major, E minor, C major, A minor, and we also have a D major. Alright, so the intro to this song is basically a melody that's played twice. I'll play it again. It goes like... And to make it easy to memorize and to practice, we're going to break it up into four parts. The first part is part 2, third part, and the last one. So the notes of the intro basically happen on 2 frets, on the 2nd fret and on the 3rd fret. And then sometimes we play the open strings. So we only need 2 fingers to play the intro. What I want you to do is to assign your first finger to anything that comes up on the 2nd fret and your third finger to anything that comes up on the 3rd fret. Alright, so part 1 goes like this. Your middle finger plays the 3rd fret on the 6th string. Then on the 5th string, we're going to play the open, and then the 2nd fret, and then back to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Just 4 notes, and we want to play it like this. Bum, da, da, da. Part 2, which goes like this, starts with the middle finger on the 3rd fret, 5th string. Then we go into the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then the open of the 4th string, and then we go into the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So I'm going to say that again. Middle finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, 1st finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, open, 4th string, and then the 1st finger on the 2nd fret, but of the 5th string. Okay, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so part 3 goes like... It's almost the same as the first part actually. It starts on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then the open 5th string, 2nd fret of the 5th string, but instead of going back to the 6th string, we go up to the open 4th string. Right? So we have this. Alright? And now the 4th part, it's the fastest part of it, but it's not too fast. It starts on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Most of the notes are on the 5th string. So I'm just going to call the frets. 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, open. Those are all on the 5th string. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open. And then the last note is on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So it sounds like this. Okay, now once you've practiced all of those parts, you want to practice putting them back together. The reason I broke them up in the first place is because if you're new at playing guitar, you might need to really zone in on each one of those parts for a while until you can actually put the whole thing together. So practice on part 1, and then maybe part 2, and then work on putting part 1 and part 2 together. And then maybe you can try practicing part 3 and part 4, and then try putting those 2 together, and then try putting the entire thing together, and try to play along with the demo that I did earlier in this video. So we're on to the verse now, and the verse is where we start strumming and playing our chords. The chords that we find in the verse are G, E minor, C, A minor, and we even have a D at the end. The strumming pattern that we're going to use goes like this. Down, down, up, up, down, up. So the order of the chords, it goes G, E minor, C, A minor. Now we do that 3 times. But the 4th time, we go G, E minor, C, D, and then another D. So basically the 4th time, we take out the A minor, and play a D instead. All right? So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, G, then E minor, then C, then A minor. You do it 2 more times, G, da, da, E minor, and then to C, da, da, A minor, and back to G, da, da, E minor, and then to C, da, da, A minor, da, da, last time G, da, da, E minor, C, and then to D, and we have another D. Won't you help to sing? Okay, that is the verse. Alright, so we're on to the chorus of the song now. The chorus basically has the chords G, C, and D. At some point it goes to E minor, C, and D. So let me play it first. It goes, won't you help to sing? C and D. These songs of freedom is all I ever have. E minor, C, D. Redemption song. Back to G, C, D. Redemption song. And then it goes back to the verse. Right? Okay, so what is happening there is we have one bar of G, but then we have C and D sharing a bar. So that's 2 beats each. 2 beats each on those chords. So we want to use a strum that kind of facilitates or accents that. So the strum that we're going to use for the C and the D are just down, down, up for each one of the chords. So the C and the D sound like this. Down, down, up, down, down, up, and then back to G. C and D, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay? Now if you're new to strumming and changing chords, you really want to time your changes really well because that chord change might feel a bit fast. So you want to make sure that you change on the up in that down, down, up. So if we look at that, C to D, down, down, move, down, down, move, right on the up. Down, down, up, down, down. So I'm actually letting go of the chord so you actually hear the open strings. It's a weird thing to do, but it doesn't sound bad because we immediately go to the new chord. Okay? And the other thing to remember is the third time, meaning we have G, C, D, G, C, D. The third time instead of G, we switch to E minor and C, D. So we can count that, or if you're just listening to someone sing the song, it kind of comes in after you hear all I ever have, E minor. So you can use that as a cue, or you can just count G, C, D twice, and then E minor, C, D, whichever one is easier. So the last part of the song that we need to learn is the bridge. Now the bridge is more of an instrumental piece, and it has a very interesting strum. The strum, I'll play it for you, goes like this. Okay, so what I'm doing there, I'm playing 3 chords, E minor, C, and D. And I'm doing all down strums. It's a type of a kind of rock / aggressive kind of strum. And the rhythm is a little odd. So I'll break it down for you. On the E minor, I want you to count like this. You're counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Notice I'm accenting the 1, and then the 1, 2. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So when we're strumming, we want to do just that. On the 1, 1, 1, 2, I want you to strum all the strings. And maybe just a little bit louder. And then the other strums, you just kind of hold back a bit and probably strum the lower strings alone. So to do that slowly, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? And that's it. You can practice that alone for a while. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Try to really get the hang of that. So the second part starts on C and it goes to D. The way I like to teach it, it goes like this. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and. Okay? So now, there's a little bit of a pause before we play that C. If I was to count you in to play it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and. Okay? If we were to kind of start practicing it from there, we're going to do this. I'm going to use the word off to tell you exactly when I want you to move toward the next chord. So C goes like this. 1, 2, off. Right? So when I say off, 1, 2, off, your hand is actually already off the chord and your right hand would probably hit the open strings. And we're using that as an opportunity to move toward the D. 1, 2, off. And then on D it's similar, but we're counting 1, 2, 3, and then off. So we have 1, 2, 3, off. And the last chord is back to E minor to start again. So C to D to E minor should look and sound like this. 1, 2, off, 1, 2, 3, off, and then E minor. So you might want to practice that alone for a while, very slowly. 1, 2, off, 1, 2, 3, off, and E minor. So practice the entire thing in two parts. Part 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You can stop and think here if you wish. C to D to C to D to E minor. 1, 2, off, 1, 2, 3, off. Okay? And to put it all together once more, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's a pause. 1, 2, off, 1, 2, 3, off. So to give you an idea of that, I'm going to play it a couple of times. There's a little pause between the E minor and the C. And for you to really hear that pause, I'm going to knock the guitar. You don't have to knock the guitar, but I will do it for you. So let's go after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Off. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Off. 1, 2, 3. Off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And C. 1, 2. Off. 1. One more time. Take us back to the next verse. So take your time and practice that. It's a little tricky, but you'll get the hang of it. Alright, so that's basically the song. It goes intro, verse, chorus, bridge, and then another verse and another chorus. The last chorus is just a longer chorus that takes you to the end of the song. If you listen to the original acoustic version, it has a bit of a funny end, but you can skip all that and just play a G to end the song and that'll be fine. Okay, so that was the lesson. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. It will help me a ton. But until next time, goodbye.